Okay, Tansel, so I'm going to write down 20 numbers and I'm going to give you 2 minutes to memorise them and you're going to recite them back to me, but no peeking.
Okay,
Close your
give
eyes.
it a go.
Tansel Ali says he used to have a shocking memory.
I would forget people's names easily, I would forget numbers, even forget what directions and instructions people gave me. So it was actually quite terrible.
2 minutes. Here you go.
All right.
And what triggered the decision to start training your brain?
A friend of mine came up to me and said, look, I can remember all these random objects back to front, any order, and so I had to test him out. And I gave him a whole bunch of words and he memorised everything and I was wowed by it. And I said, well, what's the trick? Because I thought it was a trick. I said, no, it's just memory techniques. I'm like, what are you talking about? All right, I'm done.
You're done. You still got 15 seconds to go. Okay. I feel like a teacher marking you. All right, go.
Oh, straight away?
Yep.
All right, yeah, here we go. So 1, 3, 2, 6, 5, 4, 7, 9, 8, 6, 1, 3, 9, 8, 3, 5, 2, 7, 8, 4.
Stop it. Well done. That's insane. All right, tell us, how do you do it?
All right, so here's the thing. From 0 to 9, I use letters of the alphabet. All right, so that could be a T, that could be an M, that's an N, that's a J sound, right? So each number has a sound, a letter associated, and then when I get 2 digits together, I create a word. So for example, 7 is a K sound, 9 is a P, so I make up the word cap. And then once I have words, all I have to do now is connect them into a story along a familiar path, and that's how I remembered the order.
Tansel's technique isn't something you can master overnight, but the results of his approach speak for themselves. He's won the annual Australian Memory Championships 4 times over, and he says visual storytelling is the key to making every piece of information stick.
We're used to rote learning and repetition, but what people find is that if you repeat over and over again, you can still forget. Like, nothing really gets stored in our brain. And the best way to remember is through storytelling and brain engagement.
What is the most impressive feat you've done memory-wise?
Well, years ago, I was given the task of memorising 2 big fat books of the yellow pages. And that was 20,000 digits of numbers in there. And I had to do it in 30 days as well.
Could you do it?
I did it, and I had to, some days I had to memorise 10 hours in a day because I'd missed out not memorising the day before, but all I did again was make those stories and connections, and once I did that, it was just simply recalling those stories, not the numbers. Right, now as I come inside my house, the next thing that I see in order is I've got a driveway, so I'll just put my car.
With enough practice and motivation, Tansel is confident that anyone can grasp the same transformative techniques.
I deal with a lot of professionals, and the thing they really want most is how can I use this to improve my career, and the opportunities where, for example, if someone is a public speaker, right, they want to be able to remember their speech, and it's not so much about remembering now, it's about the impact they want to have on their audience, and how memory plays a part of that is you start to look into, okay, what's the best way I can deliver that message and how is it going to be the most memorable? So you understand what the principles of memory are, now you know how to deliver it. What we're going to do is put your keyword into each location.
Recently, I was presenting a workshop to 100 people, and the fact that I was able to use a concept of memory training where we relate rhyming associations to a particular part of our presentation definitely served a good purpose when you're presenting anywhere from 4 to 6 hours.
All right.
The practices that Tansel has shown me just help me formulate a story, and so I can navigate my path with a lot more ease.
By training your memory, you're not just improving your ability to remember, you're improving your mental performance. So you can improve your focus and your concentration, and even things like problem solving and innovation and creativity. There's countless things that training your memory actually helps you with.
Tansel, I'm terrible at remembering names, so you're going to give me some tips on how to do it properly. So what's the secret?
Yeah, well, I'll show you the secret. So here I've got some names for you, so let's go through them.
Okay.
Right, now, names are really difficult to remember because there's really no meaning associated when we first see them. Obviously, names have meaning. So if we meet a Steve, for example, the name is very tricky, but if we have some sort of an association for Steve, it helps us remember. So what comes to your mind when you think of Steve?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. So maybe you see this guy working with Steve Jobs and he's on stage presenting.
Oh.
So now
It's a very detailed story.
It's very detailed, yeah. So the more you make it detailed like that, the easier it is to remember. Let's look at another one.
Janice has got a little crown on and a veil. So she's the bride. Think January. She's getting married in January.
Great.
Sandra, she's got pigtails and she's in a school uniform. So maybe like childhood. So Sandra, sand. Childhood by the beach with the sand. Wanda. A fish called Wanda. Maybe she's like a grandmother who cooks a lot of fish and then Wanda the fish. That's a bit lame, isn't it? So how long does it take the average person to train their brain?
Yeah, well, you can train your brain overnight and you can get results, but doesn't mean it's going to improve your memory. So just like physical training, you want exercises and systems to help you practice regularly. So anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks and you've got a pretty amazing memory.
Janice.
Very good.
Schoolgirl. Beach, bee. Oh, it's going to annoy me now.
We can come back to her.
Come back to
if you
her.
like.
Leave her last.
Put her on the side.
That's Wanda.
That was very quick.
That's Larry. That's James.
Okay.
Oh, I got one left. Driving me
One
mad.
final
It's
one.
This is a schoolgirl who was playing by the beach because it was hot. Beach, bee.
What is she playing with?
Sandra.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Because I told a story. You're right. How amazing is that?
You got
It
them all
works.
right.
Yeah. Had to think about one. I can't wait to show my husband this trick. He's
Yay.
the worst at names.
Well, you're the best at it now, so
Thank
you
you.
can show him.
I feel like I am.